to discuss a lease with Joe Almond out at the airport. That's our town manager, Philip, to bring us up to date on what it is and what we're doing.
Joe can give you particulars and the necessity for the lease, but there is a lease in front of you as part of that packet. This is something that was requested of me by Joe some time ago, and I forgot to put it on the agenda and forgot to call a meeting, and or at least that's what I'm saying, it really was Jennifer's fault. She'd forgotten, and she's not paying attention. Unless I forgot.
It's being recorded so everybody can hear you, so.
Joe reminded me last week, Phil, by the way, what about that lease? Oh, crap. So we need to call a meeting. So needless to say, I apologize for having forgotten, but Joe does have some housekeeping matters that he needs to take care of. I would remind you that the site on which he is doing this is already being used. If you go out there, they've already got that launcher. Have you been out there and seen that the drone launcher that's located out there? We can go take a ride, but they're already doing it, and the purpose of this is they wanted to make some improvements, put some gravel down, get out of the mud, do all those kinds of things. So they wanted to make it a little more usable. I told Joe that he could put the rock down, no problem, but he can explain to you the necessity of the lease portion of why that's something that he wants to have in hand. But as far as the permission goes, I told Joe, if you're using it already and it's getting muddy out there, yeah, go on and put some rock down. All right? So you have a lease that Joe drew up. I have not myself made any corrections or changes to it, and the highlights are, what is it, $25 a month for an initial 2-year period of the lease.
The only reason I need a lease is because it's difficult for me with my relationship with my customers, excuse me, to spend money on a piece of property that I don't have some contractual attachment to. You know, if I get audited and they go, we spent $10,000 worth of gravel here, we could be asked to leave next week. That's a problem for me. So I'm just trying to clean up my books in arrears, so to speak, because like we've been operating out there almost 2 years now, and I just would like to get that cleaned up and straightened out.
I don't see any problem with
It's literally already being done, but this is a housekeeping matter that Joe needs for his internal. I don't think the town necessarily is seeking a lease, but in a matter of satisfying a requirement or request.
it. Lee, what comments you got?
I'm fine with it.
All right, if that's I'm satisfied. I'm gonna make a motion that this committee recommend to council that we approve this lease arrangement.
Second.
Effective immediately.
Well, council has to approve it on the 27th, so it'll be March 1st or something like that.
And,
So,
look for a second.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I do want to bring to your attention another request that Joe had brought to me, and I have been doing some due diligence in the meantime. Come on, man.
Just call me. How long y'all gonna be?
Another 30 minutes?
Just call
Okay. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
If you get the boys, feed my kid. I haven't
Yeah,
taken any money over to school. Just get him a hamburger or whatever he
me.
needs.
I'm gonna take them to McDonald's.
If
I got you covered.
If you feed him, I'll pay you back.
Hey.
I didn't turn any cash in.
Good to see you, Jim.
Good to see you, Ben.
Mr. Scott.
How you doing?
Sorry to interrupt y'all's meeting.
No problem. You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I mean, you know, it hurts a little bit, but she's not suffering anymore, so. Everything's Sunday, so I'm staying busy. I got ball game every day.
Ooh.
All right, sorry to interrupt your meeting, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
If you're familiar with the airfield site, and I think it may be shown on this, the attachment to that lease. Oh. Let's see if it is or not. No, we didn't include enough. If you drive into the airport, and before you get to the main gate, you know, the gate you go into, before you get through the gate, there's a service road, and that's a nice term for it. It's an old tank trail that they paved at one time that belongs to the town of Blackstone. Just before you get to the gate to the right-hand side. Textron is using that as the main entrance into their facility, okay? For a couple reasons. We don't want that many cars and 140 people driving through the fuel farm, and when Joe designed his facility, he designed it so that all that traffic wouldn't come through where the apron is and the airport proper. It was more the industrial park, which is the right thing to do. We were satisfied when Joe did that. But the road is falling apart because it wasn't built for this kind of use. Potholes, gravel, mess, mud, everything. Some time ago, Joe approached me about this, and we approached the Virginia Department of Transportation for an economic development opportunity grant to do this, okay? And you can see those cost estimates. The problem with the VDOT Economic Opportunity Fund is Joe's on the hook for investment and for jobs, and I don't think we were going to meet the thresholds at the time. I don't know if something's changed, but at this point, the information given to us, I don't think we're going to make the thresholds to garner enough VDOT money to do that job.
It's a chicken egg thing, because we already bought the facility, built the facilities, and we already have the jobs. They don't count that. To get the road, you've got to get,
New
that's
jobs.
that much more money and get that many new jobs. They can't look at it and go. Now, the reason we built and got the chicken before the egg, so to speak, is because the Fast C project, we got evicted. We didn't have time to wait on this. Literally, I was getting court orders saying you have to move from your current location, and so we rushed this new project, and we didn't take care of little issues like this like we should have. And they don't have enough latitude to go, well, that makes perfect sense, that's reasonable, we're gonna let you credit, we're at about 1.4 million in investment now, and those 100 jobs, we can't credit that, you've gotta do that again
You gotta
if
do
you want the
new.
road.
They won't use his existing buildings and jobs as part of it. And so any new investment in new jobs could be applied for, and unless Joe tells me something dramatically has changed, I don't think we qualify for enough to do the project. So we tried to skin the cat in a different direction. Joe approached me last week and said, hey, I've got some things that might be positive out here, and we're gonna have some folks coming in town, but the road is really starting to become a problem. It is town property. By survey, we know it is town property. Joe's property stops at the fence. We're just outside the fence. Okay, 47 feet of property outside the fence. The second reason I didn't want to go with VDOT was, not only did we have to do this improvement, but they also said the town was gonna have to improve Dominic Corner Road all the way back out to Route 40 in order for them to make a VDOT standard road going into the industrial park. They wanted Dominic Corner upgraded to industrial access,
They wanted us to pay for it.
and that's paid for it. And they wanted us to start doing borings and core sampling, and I said, pull the plug. Joe, if you're really intent on this thing, and we gotta do this, we're gonna find a way to do it. However, this ain't the way to do it, okay? VDOT had just dumped it up. So, nonetheless, Joe came and visited me again. We really need to address this road field, okay? We had a cost estimate that was prepared that I provided to you, that was prepared by B&B Consultants back when we were trying to go with the VDOT project, okay? Because they required a cost estimate, and you can see the construction alone, just from Dominic Corner Road to the gate, because there's a second gate going into Textron. The construction alone was 155 estimated. Now, can we do some of that work? Sure. We can do the clearing and grubbing. Sure, we can do some of these things, but actually laying pavement and doing all that kind of stuff, now I need to be a contractor doing it. Do we need all the inspections and all that? Nah, not necessarily, and the county's already agreed that they would give us any necessary right-of-way and easements, so I think we can reduce some of these costs overall, but I still think you're looking at between $100,000 and $200,000 project. Now, I will tell you, looking in your airport fund, this is a document I think the Finance Committee has seen on a few occasions, and I don't know if you've seen it, but we separate all the dollars into appropriate columns. Okay? Remember, cemetery money is cemetery, sewer money is sewer, electric money is electric. And we try to keep them segregated. So if you look in this first line, we have exactly $1 million in our undesignated general fund reserve. We talked about getting to $1 million, we're at $1 million. And this is as of probably Thursday last week. This is VDOT money that we've been setting aside to pay for Nottaway Avenue curb and gutter project and for our next phase of South Main Street, where we're gonna put some storm drains around the nursing home and do all that. You guys have given me authorization to bid that project out at the last council meeting. This $160,000 is what is, a portion of that is saved for our new garbage truck. And then we've been adding just a little bit. We've added $20,000 in the past month to that fund in expectation of ultimately doing that switchgear project at the generating plant.
Okay.
If you remember, we budgeted 125 and the bids came in at 286,000.
That sounds like what happened to me.
So, needless to say, we're slowly putting money aside for Dan's switchgear. This $10,000 is our weatherization. We need 25 in that. We want to set that money aside where we're going to renovate these houses, but I don't want to start until we have the cash. And this next line is airport. These are the net revenues, Hey, Bob. These are the net revenues, Jennifer reconciled this thing. I'd say from the first of the year, okay? Probably doesn't have January's numbers, and I think they've been pumping pretty good amount of gas recently. We have, as a net revenue, through January 1, of $90,000 sitting aside, okay? 90,000 does not 150,000 make, right? So, what would I propose? If you remember, we sold Joe 4.28, right? And Joe paid,
$7,500 an acre, whatever that is.
so we got about $50,000 or $47,000 or whatever that ended up being set aside. That money technically is supposed to be used for airport activities. Okay?
Airport activity.
It's an airport activity, it's for the airfield. Remember, when we did the joint use agreement, what's the definition of the airfield? Everything,
Plus the
including the
ALP.
town's property.
The airport improvement plan shows that road as a project on the ALP. So the Department of Aviation says that road is part of the airport.
So we've got one of two options. We can wait until August board meeting in hopes or expectations that they will fund it as a construction project, or we can proceed on our own. And I think that needs to be dictated by Joe telling you very frankly, what is his need? How quickly do you need this? Can you wait until we go to the airport? And I hate to put you on the spot, but it's $150,000 and it'll clean us out cash-wise in the airport fund. Ultimately, we'll put more back in there. But how important is the roof?
How's it gonna put money back in there?
Every time we sell a gallon of gas, we put money in.
Well, we're doing that anyway.
Yeah, but that's how we would replenish it. I wouldn't reimburse that. I
The
would
road is not doing that.
no, but it'll be new money every time I sell a new gallon of
Well,
gas.
what the road is doing is supporting those 134 jobs out there.
Well, but I'm not mixing apples and oranges, right?
Yeah. So,
I think we got the cash that we can take a stab at it, but it's gonna wipe us out. It would likely be an eligible project, and I approached, and I'll give this to your chairman, Sam's chairman. I just got this morning, I think, from Vernon Carter, who did an inspection yesterday on site. And I think he came out and did an inspection at our request, one, and we also spoke with our board member, John Mazza. You may remember him from some of those meetings that we went to. John Mazza and I spoke, and he said, I don't think this is gonna be a maintenance project. You have really 3 or 4 different kinds of applications you can make. I think you've got security-oriented projects, you've got maintenance projects, you've got capital projects, and you have planning projects. Capital money is schmutz until August. It's all been committed so far, okay? Maintenance money is available, but Vernon put in writing, not for this project. This is a capital project, in their opinion. This is not crack sealing or surface treatment or any of those kinds of things. And so they're not gonna support the
So we're
town.
not gonna get help till August, and
At
then
the
only
earliest.
possible.
At the earliest, we would get Department of Aviation help in August.
what are your
I'll give it back
thoughts
to you.
on, I mean, did he give you any feedback on that? What our chances are in August?
I'll read this very quickly. I'll make a copy for everybody. Our understanding is that you would like to request maintenance funds to overlay the existing road. A road overlay project would require a design project in addition to bids. Well, we've already done, not the hard design, but we've got preliminary engineering done. Okay. Due to the improvements we understand you are requesting, asphalt overlay, this would fall under the department's capital program. The next opportunity for capital funds, he's saying in May, but we were told August, or I was told by John Mazza August. It would likely not be supported by the department due to the use of the road for access to a single private entity, which is incorrect. It serves the entire industrial park. It only has one single entity in it at this current. Okay?
If you don't have a road, you don't have an industrial park. So he's saying that even though the next opportunity is May, it probably won't be supported.
Probably won't be.
So why is it in the ALP?
Why is any of our property in the LLP? Because they mandated that we put our 31 acres in the AOP, the town sponsor the application, pay the $5,000 match to have it done, but they're declaring that it's not eligible. It's more Department of Aviation gobbledygook. Do I think we'll get the money? I don't think so, because I don't have any friends over there. I burned all those guys up long ago in the joint use agreement stage, okay? Do I think that they will support us for a capital project? I don't know. He's saying no, that they wouldn't support it. I think we're on our own.
It's
Either
gonna
way.
end up on his desk. It's gonna end up on his desk anyway.
He's the planner for
He's the
the,
guy, if he says it's not gonna be supported, it's not gonna be supported unless we go over his head. And you can't.
oh, I'm doing that, but I've done that before, and that's why I don't have any friends down there before. Good.
And the rest of the story is, the frustrating part is what drives funding for the Department of Aviation is traffic count. 3 years ago, they had 12,000 operations a year out there. Since we've been there this year, we did 33,000 operations, and we're growing. We're looking to grow another 20% and another 20,000 square feet under iron in the next year. The airport's had more activity. We've got a flight school out there now. We've got people flying every day. It's done more than it's done in 40 years, and we can't get a dime out of these people.
They're dreadful.
I got $20,000 of my own money in the building out there, and they didn't pay any of that. And it's like, it's
So at
very
the end of the
frustrating.
day, I don't think we're gonna get Department of Aviation assistance on the project. So if we wanna proceed on our own now, or wait until after August and make application, or after the main meeting and make application, but I think that the end result is the same. Ain't gonna get no money.
I have an opportunity in June because we've got corporate coming for one of our bigger customers. We'll likely have 8 jets on the ramp out there. They're coming to we'll have 40 executives from Textron out there, and they're coming to look at the facilities for expansion. And
I
I
just
want the
would-
road to look nice when they get there, but that doesn't mean we have to have a new road. Maybe we cut the trees back and patch it up the best we can the day before they get there, put some lipstick on that pig until we figure out what we're gonna do. I don't know.
But here again lies the issue. We can wait another month or 2 months for the Department of Aviation to tell us no. What do we accomplish?
Well, if you're confident it's gonna be no, there's no need to wait.
That's what we-
I'm just frustrated we gotta spend airport improvement money, all of
Well,
it, with no matching funds.
I don't feel like I know enough right now, and I can't even visualize what you're talking about.
Okay.
We'll go take a ride out there.
Well, before I would even
No, it's all bad.
venture about what went up, I wanna go look at it,
Yeah. Let,
And
you
touch
know,
it.
a few
I
minutes,
wanna
go right
touch
out there, show it to you.
and I wanna
Won't
see
be but 5
why,
minutes or so.
'cause and I don't really understand why this has not become an issue before now.
There wasn't anything there.
Well,
You can go look and you'll see, but there was no structure there. We wanna put another 20,000 square feet of buildings behind it. I can't do it without a road.
That's why it's become an issue.
And I don't want that it's on the recording, it'll be on the street. I don't want it on the street, but I can't, now I'm gonna have more traffic out there, probably 25 more jobs. And you may not be getting in fuel sales for my guys, you are some, but if you walk in the Mexican restaurant any day at lunchtime, they'll have 2 tables full up, you know? We've got 100 people on the ground every day out there eating meals taxes where my guys are driving in revenue. I'm paying property taxes too, but, you know, the real deal is, because we don't burn a lot of aviation fuel in the unmanned business, meals taxes which drive a bunch of guys.
We tried VDOT and it was impractical with the conditions that VDOT put on. Department of Aviation has, I don't think the board has declared, but Vernon Carter, who's kind of high up the food chain over there, he's not an entry-level guy, he's got some stroke and has been around, has said he would not support it as a capital project, and they don't support it as a
Well,
maintenance.
that's immaterial. If they're not gonna do it, they're not gonna do it.
Mhm.
Then what we're really looking at is whose responsibility is it? Is it the town's?
Absolutely. It is the town's responsibility, no matter what. We would like the Department of Aviation to help, but they don't appear to be inclined to do so. I think VDOT would put some money in, but it's a $100,000 project becomes a $500,000 project. And Joe's on the hook to pay it back if it doesn't work out with the jobs and investment. And they won't count his existing investment.
When we go look, you'll see, we haven't asked for anything past the gate. So the road coming up into the town's industrial park it's the access road for the industrial park. We were the first tenants in the industrial park to use the road, and the road's not holding up. We want to buy potentially buy another 5 acres and put up more buildings and more stuff, but there's no road. Now, we're looking at paving from the gate to the parking lot. You know, that's gonna run me $80,000 just to do my part. But, yeah, the road, the industrial park now, because of a partnership with the town, through our investment, through your investment, we have a new sewer line on the property, we've got fiber optic on the property, and we have 3-phase power on the property. It is staged to be a real industrial park for the first time since it's been called an industrial park. But you gotta be able to get into it. You gotta have access to it. And I just can't imagine, VDOT, they're like punish you.
I'm sitting here still looking through a very foggy thing. And I wonder why this hasn't been brought up before.
Because I didn't want to blow Joe up in public and tell you in public what his business plan was. Joe's told you what it was. He's made it abundantly clear. That's why. It's an economic development prospect, and I was discreet in the handling of the information in a public setting. All right? It's up to Joe when he wants to announce what he's doing. Okay? If you're dissatisfied with that, I'm very sorry, but I don't think it's my place to disclose.
Well, if somebody walked up to me today, right now, and asked me to defend this or to,
Yeah, we're not asking you to.
one way or another, I'm not qualified to make an opinion on it because I don't know.
I understand.
And a lot of it is to not have been informed or included in the thought process as it was developing.
Those are very fair position, but in all fairness, this is it's a new issue for us. This is something we thought VDOT would fix. I'm thinking I don't know anything about it. It's a road, I don't own it, But I thought we paid taxes so people would fix roads, When they came in and said, no, you gotta pay for it, I said, what?
We started working on this back in the fall, and I think when VDOT made the mandate to Dominic Corner, I would say that was probably December-ish, and Joe was on the hook, and what do you want to do, Joe?
In the path we were going down, the reason it hasn't been a huge council involvement, we weren't asking for any money. I thought VDOT would fix it, and then we kind of strike the field and say, hey, I've brokered this deal with VDOT, come to council with it, get his blessing. We weren't looking for any money. Now we're backed in a corner. Our business out there is doing well. The industrial park's doing
And
well.
you're looking for $155,000.
I'm looking for
I knew her.
I'm looking for access to the industrial park I bought property in.
Well, this synonymous.
Okay, if you go up to the bus shop and turn left to go to the industrial park there, and the road becomes impassable going in the industrial park,
It is.
It is.
It is.
is it Carlos's responsibility to fix the road down there because he has a building there? Or is the town responsibility to fix the road? It's the same thing. Now, we're willing to partner on anything because we know the town has limited resources and we want to find a solution.
Well, I'm
not here to demand anything.
no, am I challenging you?
Okay.
I'm just telling you, as I sit right here right now, it's clearing up a little bit, but I am a bit confused.
But that's why we're here today, because we're in a position now that I have information from the Department of Aviation. That's only been within the past week. That email came to me before lunch today.
And I'll own the rest, in all fairness, throughout the process, he goes, we need to put an airport committee meeting together. And I was a little gun shy because last time I was in these council chambers, I talked about anything with my business, it ended up in the newspaper.
Barbara, you got thoughts?
So I've been reluctant. I think we should go look at it.
I don't know enough about it, so I'm
Let's go
still
look at it.
thinking.
And that's what we're starting today, because our first effort was with VDOT, which is 100% state money. But this thing grew into a huge project. They declined to accept Joe's previous investment, and Joe's on the hook for the full amount if he doesn't produce the
What was the
investment.
capital requirement? You remember? Was it just capital or capital and
Capital and jobs, yeah. So VDOT went the way of the dodo bird. Recently, Joe brought the issue back up and said his client is pretty dissatisfied with the road. So I told Joe, let's see what we can do with the Department of Aviation. We spoke with the Department of Aviation guy on the phone while Joe was in my office, and this is like a week and a half ago. And Joe and I both were told capital projects are already committed for this cycle, so you're gonna have to wait a while for this to happen. I said, well, what about maintenance money? Maintenance money is available anytime during the year and can typically be approved by staff. If they think it's a maintenance project, you send the paperwork and it's an 80-20 split. Putting up fences, remember we put those fences up around the fuel farm, and that was with maintenance money, okay? We surface treated, remember Jack Hodge got all that surface treating done out there and slurry seal on the apron? Maintenance money. You can apply for that every day of the year. Capital projects are on a quarterly basis when the board meets, okay? You can only apply in cycle, all right? So we thought, we've been told the capital money's done for this cycle, maybe maintenance money's gonna work. So we made the request for maintenance funding, and you got your response.
We've been spending a lot of time and energy trying to find somebody to pay for this project. You know,
Other than
and
the
it's
town.
coming to a head for me because my position is I'm competing for this 20,000 square feet. It'll either be here, they'll put it in Petersburg, or it'll go to Hunt Valley, Maryland. And I have to provide them with a path forward by the end of the month. I have to say, here's our solutions, here's what we can do, here's whatever the truth is, I have to be able to go to them and say, and maybe the truth is, sorry, we can't find a resolution for the road, we can't do it. And if that's the truth, that's the truth, and I'll put that in the proposal, and I'll say, I got A's good, B's good, C good, I can't get the road done, and then maybe they'll decide where we're gonna put up with the road. I don't know, but I gotta find out what the
But
truth
will
is
you
about our
be taking it
situation.
out of our reserves, is what it amounts
No,
to?
we'll be taking it out of the airport.
Well, that's right,
Funds.
which are part of the reserve.
No, these are monies specifically earmarked only for airport usage. Because that is.
That's not part of your $1 million.
Not part of the money.
So how much is in that, airport?
96.
$90,000, plus we have the money still, and we didn't spend it. When we sold Joe the property out there, we still got that.
It's got about 50 grand of it's your money now, rightfully so, because I have the property, I mean it like that, but, yeah.
We're holding it, we're charging interest.
And if this grows, guess what? We have to buy another 5 acres, which is another 50 or 60 grand, so do they support? Now, in full disclosure, we're looking at the switchgrass property too, next door, because of some stormwater issues. So I'm not in a position where I can say, if I get the road, I'm absolutely gonna put the warehouse in the industrial park. That wouldn't be truthful, but that's where I wanna put it. I just don't know if I can get along with DEQ at the state level to put it there. It looks like it's gonna cost an additional $70,000 to go from one site to the other because of the stormwater issues, and my budget is really, really tight, so,
Well, I think what we need to do is, that's my opinion now, we got other people. I'd like to get a trip out there, and if y'all don't wanna go, I'll go. I still wanna
We'll go right now if you like.
Well, that's fine with me.
You okay to go? You really won't take very long.
Marshall just got there.
Okay.
So.
Lee, you okay to ride? You wanna take some folks with you, and I'll take some with me?
No, you can take some of
You-
I can take 3,
You go, Jen?
4.
You gonna ride
You
with
going?
Jenny?